Okay. Yes, this is now recording. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening or whatever day and time it is for you right now as you are watching this video. I'm recording this on YouTube right now. I've got this going on Facebook as well. So two separate platforms. And I'm excited to be here. This is an episode of what I call Azren's Journal. So for people on Facebook, this is a new segment for you. I don't think I've ever recorded an Azren's Journal on Facebook before. I've only done it on YouTube, but I've done 81 other episodes, so I've done quite a few. Basically, this is a segment typically on my YouTube channel where I share some language learning advice, but also give you an insight into my personal language learning journey. And today I would like to talk about something that is harder for me, and I'd like to explain why, in my opinion, it is harder for me. I find that when it comes to language learning, speaking is a little bit harder than listening comprehension. That's my experience. I don't think that's necessarily the case for everybody, because I have met people who think that listening is actually harder than speaking. In fact, I even have some students that I personally teach, and they excel quite a bit more at speaking than they do at listening. So it does happen, but myself personally and many other language learners, I think that they think that speaking is a lot harder than listening. And there's a few reasons as to why I think this happens. The first reason is that speaking is a much more active skill than listening. In order for you to speak, you actually have to open your mouth, you have to produce sound, you have to think about what message you want to convey and what words need to come out of your mouth in order to convey that message. And that's more challenging. I think for many people, that's more challenging. In addition, I think when it comes to speaking, nerves come into play. Some people feel more nervous when it comes to speaking than it does for listening. They feel nervous because they get self-conscious about how they sound. They're worried about their accent. They're worried about not being able to find the words. It's hard for people. Versus listening, for many people anyway, it's not nearly as nerve-wracking. They don't get nearly as nervous when it comes to listening because they feel like there's less pressure. If they don't understand everything, it's okay. Nobody knew except you. Does that make sense? The other thing with speaking as well, and this is something I only thought about today, is that if you are lacking words, you don't know how to say certain words, you may be unable to communicate the thing that you want to say. So the example I provided someone earlier today was, if you wanted to have a 10-word sentence, let's say the sentence is, I am a smart guy, but I suck at math. If you don't know how to say, but I suck, let's say it was but, suck, and math, and you don't know those three words, we have a real problem. 70% of the words, you can say, I am a smart guy, but, and now all of a sudden you're like, suck at math. How do I say suck? How do I say at? How do I say math? And all of a sudden you can't say what you wanted to say. Versus on the listening side, what's a lot simpler is that for listening comprehension, if you understand 70% of what somebody else says to you, you still understand the general idea of what they said, and you are able to communicate with that person. So 70% of listening comprehension gets you pretty far. You can still communicate with other people. In fact, maybe nobody's even going to notice that you didn't understand 100% of what they said because you were able to reply. But if you're lacking that same 30% of vocabulary, in other words, you only have 70% of the knowledge to say what you'd like to say, all of a sudden you are much more limited. And I think that's why, at least for me personally, and for others that I know, we find, myself included, that speaking is a much more difficult skill and much more challenging than perhaps listening comprehension. Does that make sense? So that's something that was heavy on my mind today. While we're on the topic of which one being more difficult, speaking or listening, an important skill for language learners to be able to develop on the speaking front, right, on the speaking side of things, an important skill for language learners to develop is the ability to, I don't know if this is a word. I think it is. I think it's called circumcollusion. There's a word like that. Circumcollusion or circulation. I forget the word. Regardless, it's the ability, whatever that word is, I can't quite find it right now. It's the ability to say what you want to say by using synonyms and using similar words. So, for example, earlier today, I was speaking with my Mandarin tutor. I have a tutor for a Mandarin literature class that I'm taking. And my tutor asked me about a test that I'd taken in my Mandarin class at the University of Calgary. And I was explaining to my tutor that I made a mistake on one of the questions because the box provided to respond to one of the questions, basically I didn't write the correct quantity of words. So I was required to write a certain number of words. I didn't really hit that word count in the right way. And so I was explaining that to my teacher, or my tutor rather. And I didn't know the word in Mandarin for box. I wanted to say there's a box where you have to type your answer. I didn't know how to say the word box. So I thought to myself, okay, I don't know how to say box. How can I communicate the same thing? And so what I said is I called that box a space. I said to my tutor, oh, in the space provided to write your answer, I ended up writing not enough words based on what was asked. So I've substituted the word box with the word space. That's a synonym or another word that works in that circumstance. And this is a skill that I recommend language learners develop because it can help you communicate in a much wider variety of circumstances than if you simply take language in a literal sense and think to yourself, oh no, I don't know how to say box, so now I'm stuck and I can't say the sentence. Instead of thinking to yourself, what other synonym can I use? How else can I phrase the sentence to communicate a similar meaning? Does that make sense? So anyway, I hope language nerds, everybody watching this, I hope you enjoyed this pretty short video, 7.5 minutes. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope to see you either this evening, tomorrow, or actually, to be honest, I'm going to change it. I hope to see you this Sunday, because this Sunday we're having a virtual Valentine's Day party. So it's going to be on Zoom. If you would like to join our virtual Valentine's Day party, I didn't actually prepare links because it occurred to me right now to tell you, and I wasn't planning on it before. So maybe send me a message. Send me a message on any social network, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever you want. At Polyglot Azren is my username. You guys know that. Feel free to send me a message and I'll send you the registration link for the Valentine's Day party. It is at 8:30 in the morning Calgary time. That's the city where I live, in Calgary. That is 3:30 p.m. in Central European time. So a good percentage of the world should be able to attend. If you're in India, I believe that is 11 p.m. So it's getting a little bit, yes, it's getting a little bit late, but a good percent of the world should be able to attend. So I hope to see you on Sunday at our virtual Valentine's Day party. And have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Bye for now. Let's end the recording here.